The truth about Hellenism, what Herodotus really said. Ah, the glorious, eternal, unshakable Hellenism. A culture that existed in its purest form since the dawn of time. Unchanged, untouchable, and of course, completely imaginary. Because you see, if we actually read Herodotus instead of just blindly believing modern fairy tales, we find something shocking. Hellenism was not a birthright. It was something people had to adopt. And even the mighty Athenians, yes, those self-proclaimed guardians of Greek civilization, had to change their language just to join the club. Oops. Herodotus, in Book 1, Section 57, tells us about the Pelasgians, a people who lived in what is now Greece before Greek culture existed. He writes, "What language the Pelasgians spoke I cannot accurately say, but if one may judge by those who remain, the Pelasgians spoke a language which was not Greek." Not Greek? Say it ain't so. Surely the ancestors of Athens, the so-called birthplace of Western civilization, spoke some divine form of Greek, right? Nope. Herodotus makes it painfully clear that the Pelasgians had their own language, separate from Greek. So if the Pelasgians were not originally Greek speakers, what does that tell us? That even Athens, the city so many today worship as the pinnacle of Greek identity, wasn't Greek at first. Now here's the kicker. Herodotus tells us exactly what happened when the Pelasgians, who later became the Athenians, decided they wanted to be part of this new thing called Hellenism. If all the Pelasgian stock so spoke, then the Attic nation, being of Pelasgian blood, must have changed its language when it became part of the Hellenes. Pause, let that sink in. The Athenians had to change their language to become Greek, and yet today, we have people who run around screaming that Greek identity was unchanging, eternal, and existed from the very beginning of time. Imagine believing that, while the actual people who created Athens had to literally switch languages just to get in the club. Herodotus goes on in Book 1, Section 58 to explain how the Hellenes grew into a great people. How? Through philosophy, democracy, divine intervention from Zeus? Nope. They just absorbed a bunch of foreigners into their culture. The Hellenic stock has ever used the same language since its beginning. Yet being separated from the Pelasgians and few in number, they grew into a great people because the Pelasgians and many other foreign nations united with them. Did you catch that? The original Greeks were just a small group of people who got bigger by mixing with outsiders. This means Hellenism was not about blood. It wasn't even about who you were originally. It was something you could join if you wanted to. Yet today, some people pretend that being Greek was an exclusive VIP membership and that the Greeks were a pure race untouched by foreign influence. Cute. But the logic is simple. Athens wasn't originally Greek. Hellenism spread by absorbing other cultures. The Balkans were home to multiple languages. Herodotus's words prove one thing loud and clear. Hellenism was not a single, ancient, unchanging race. It was not a pure, exclusive identity. It was a cultural process, one that people joined over time. Yet even today, there are people who plug their ears and pretend this isn't true. Why? Because it's easier to believe in a myth than to accept history. But for those who actually read the sources, for those who actually think, the truth is undeniable. Hellenism wasn't a birthright. It was something you had to earn, and that changes everything. So the next time someone tries to tell you that Hellenism was eternal and untouched by outside influence, just smile and ask them, if that's true, why did the Athenians have to change their language to become Greek? Good luck with that one.